Hi, my name is Annabeth Rucker, and today I'm going to be talking about Arietta, which is from Edvard Grieg's Lyric Pieces Opus 12. In this video, we'll talk about who Grieg was, the lyric pieces as a whole, as well as Arietta specifically, and we'll talk about some challenges students might face while learning this piece and some teaching strategies to help you help them. All of this information in even greater detail will also be included in the attached blog post. I'll put a link in the description below. And in that blog post, you'll also find some other helpful information I won't have time to cover in this video, such as suggested additions, suggested recordings, and things like that. So who was Edvard Grieg? Edvard Grieg was a Norwegian composer who was born in 1843. That's around the same time as the Irish potato famine and the California gold rush, just to put it into perspective. He was known for his nationalism. He incorporated ideas, tunes, and themes from his home country Norway in his music, and was known for being loyally patriotic even though he traveled to many other countries. He was also known for the way he was able to tell a story through music. In fact, he was acquaintances with Hans Christian Andersen. The lyric pieces represent some of Grieg's most original creative writing, without very many passages that are technically tricky. This, combined with the fact that Grieg actually wrote them with amateurs in mind, made them incredibly popular, even within his own lifetime. Pedagogically, they are an incredible tool. And musically, they're also very rich. Students love the developed colors and characters that these pieces represent, and even great pianists have enjoyed them due to their exquisite ability to create moods and characters and scenes. Emil Galels recorded a section of these lyric pieces, and of them he said he, quote, discovered a whole new world of intimate feeling. If you'd like to listen to this recording, I'll link it in the blog post that I've attached below. Arietta is an excellent example of Grieg's ability to create a beautiful, yet educational, character piece for the intermediate student. As a pedagogical piece, it has a three-voice texture, which produces all kinds of learning opportunities, technically and musically. So how do we teach this piece? In general, the bass line should be consistent but not too loud. The soprano line should float effortlessly over the other voices, and the arpeggiation in the middle should be even and the softest voice, which is quite tricky as it's spread between two of the hands. Two of the two hands that we have. Both hands. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is the soprano line. The reason I suggest having your students play this voice first by itself is so that we can create an aural image, including dynamics and articulation, so that when they add in the other voices, their brains are still able to conceive of this overall floating voice, despite the distractions. One of the great things about practicing it in this way is that they can use kind of any fingering that feels comfortable to them at this point. Eventually, when they add in the arpeggiation, which is split between the hands, they'll have to use mostly 4 and 5 to play that melody line on the top. Now, it's great for them that they will be able to develop that singing quality even with 4 and 5, but for right now, as we're creating that aural image, it's great for them to play with whatever fingers are comfortable so they can get the best, most musical sound they're capable of. The next thing I would have a student do is play the melody with just the bass notes. What this will do is we'll start creating a harmonic structure, and we'll also reveal the counterpoint that Grieg uses. Now you'll notice when I play only with the outside voices, it makes it really obvious if I'm holding the left hand or if I'm not. Now let's talk about the middle line. This is the line with the arpeggiation. Because it's split between the hands, we use our thumbs. And our thumbs like to poke things out a lot, which is going to ruin the atmosphere if we let that happen. So you might end up hearing something like this. What we actually want is a smooth slur that has a taper at the end. I would have a student play just the melody with chords. This is creating that aural picture in their mind. Students might struggle with is thinking of this arpeggiation as one element, even though it's split between the two hands. So one thing you might have your student try is to play it with one hand. practice in all of these different ways, soprano with arpeggiation, soprano with bass, perhaps even bass with arpeggiation, they can start adding in all three voices together. As they do this, I suggest that you have them listen to one voice in particular each time. So maybe the first time they listen to the soprano to make sure that line is still musical, and then maybe they listen to the bass to make sure those notes are continuing forward, and then perhaps to the middle voice so they can see if their line is even, consistent, and quieter than the rest. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it's helpful to you. If you have an idea for teaching Arietta that I didn't mention, I would love to hear it in the comments. And also make sure you check out my blog post if you'd like to know even more information about Grieg, this piece, and other resources that might be helpful to you. I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye!